Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we have a juicy amount of crypto news. And remember, the crypto market is dumping, but at the end of the day, crypto moves on. A lot of people are putting crypto on the map right now, and the news also doesn't stop. It's just everybody's obsessed with where's the price going today, how's my money looking today. Then again, though, at the end of the day, it's all temporary. I mean, I'm not going to sell my crypto anyway, so does it really matter? I think the news and what advancements have been unlocked, so to speak, and what's really happening in the background is a lot more important. Then again, take a look at this. Chief strategist warns government planning to implement a de facto Bitcoin ban. Whenever I read this, I usually get kind of skeptical because I couldn't imagine a lot of these governments agreeing on banning Bitcoin. Some will be like, you know what? Yeah, we don't want to have it here. But the majority of them will most likely really embrace technology. And the fact that this makes people happy and the fact that they don't want to ban something outright that they don't think is extremely dangerous for whatever they got. And if you're calling out Bitcoin for being dangerous for what you got, then you're acknowledging the true use case in it. So you're basically making it even stronger. It's like a lose-lose situation. You accepting it might ruin your currency, but that's the point. You banning it is going to literally ruin your own currency because it's exactly the point. So, yeah, at least that's my own personal thought. The only thing in which they can be right is the specific proof of work part of Bitcoin and right now Ethereum. But we've seen Chris Larson from Ripple put $5 million up to actually help change proof of work to proof of stake or something like that for Bitcoin. I'm not sure if it's going to happen eventually, and that might be one thing that's a little iffy. But then again, I do think some people will find out a solution, like, for example, going for only energy, like the green energy type of ways to mine Bitcoin or stuff like that. But it won't destroy the network. It won't. Oh, what happened? Oh, yeah, by the way, we are doing a 2,500 XRP giveaway right now. And if you want to enter, all you have to do is make sure you press the like button, make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and make sure you comment something down below so I can actually pick you. Or if that's not something you like, go over to this page. A link is going to be down below for that. And just fill in either one of these. It doesn't really matter. You can do as many as you want to have more entries or just one. And remember, there might be 10,000 entries, so it might look really daunting, but there's going to be 5 winners. So I would say your chance of winning is still rather big in comparison to most other giveaways out there. And if you guys really want, we can also pick 100 winners. It's a lot of work for me to send money to 100 people, but it's still possible if you guys want a really big chance of winning. It just depends on what you guys would like to have. You know, of course, I think it's nicer for less people to get a juicy sum of money, but maybe you guys think differently about it. Let me know in the comment section down below. All right, so we talked about this ban. I also want to quickly state about Nvidia. And I think because I just reloaded the computer before trying to open everything again, so I would have less lag. Things are kind of stuck right now. Nvidia fined $5.5 million by the SEC over crypto issues. Apparently, the SEC accuses the GPU brand for misleading investors. And, well, I'm not sure about that, nor am I sure about whether or not it matters. And the reason they're saying that is because of the gaming business, but then also being in the crypto mining business. Literally, sufficient details about the effects that crypto mining had on its gaming business and the fact that a lot of companies might use their miners specifically for that, or that they might build them specifically for that instead of actual gaming and whatnot, or the shortage about it. I'm not really sure where the problem will lie or where it could be or anything like that. But apparently, Nvidia said it will adhere to the SEC's ruling and agree to pay the fine because they're most likely also thinking, you know what, who gives a crap? It's all like bureaucracy in the sense of that it's all about the small details about what you said and what you do. But I don't think they care about $5 million. Nvidia, such a big brand, at least I don't personally think they care. All right, now Elon Musk's plans for Twitter leaked. Pitch deck reveals billionaire's ambitious targets. I'm always too skeptical to believe this, right? It's over on CoinMarketCap, but it says here Elon wants Twitter to generate $1.3 billion in revenue for a payments business by 2028, according to a pitch deck obtained by the New York Times. Okay. You know, we'll see what he does. Reading into these speculatory pieces and kind of figuring one together, I don't think matters yet because it's so early in the new process that we don't know exactly what's going to come out of this. And, of course, the fact that the markets are crashing hard, I do wonder if that's going to shift something in the models or something in the short term. As you guys remember, the stock market is just really, really hurting right now. Let me see if I have it open somewhere. I think... no, I don't have it open anymore. But the stock market is hurting like crazy. And we're seeing the same thing happen in a lot of other cryptos. As I said, I think the cryptos are a result of the stock market. And the UST is most likely either a targeted attack or because the Luna Foundation, the LFG, was giving away a lot of their crypto again, or something along those lines. You know, there could have been multiple different reasons as to why this happened, but all we need to accept now is that it did happen. Regarding the lawsuit, just a quick couple of little updates. James Fillon, a little bit ago, I think a day or two ago by now, I've been wanting to post this, but I've been stalling because it's not as extensively important as the majority of the updates I've been giving you for the last 48 hours. You know, we're talking about straight price and very important macro stuff, right? I mean, if the price is dumping 10% in the day, you want to know a little bit more about that than any arbitrary lawsuit update that can wait. So, James Fillon said, quick scheduling update. Ripple defendants' response to the SEC's brief, claiming the Hinman documents are protected by the attorney-client privilege, is due Friday, May 13th, and the SEC's reply to Ripple defendants is due May 18th. Again, this is not something very important. It's just to put up some dates out there, which is why I didn't feel the necessity to explain with it. Then there was John Deeden, and I'm not really sure. Again, I think things are loading right now because I closed everything, restarted the computer, and then opened everything back up to make sure I had the less amount of lag, right? Attorney John Deeden explains why Ripple has not sued William Hinman for his blatant ethical conflicts. Yet again, this is something where people care too much on something they don't understand. We are alleging that William Hinman did things in the sense of that he's acting out of conflicted interest and whatnot. There's a lot of things that need to be uncovered. And a lot of that relies on these Hinman emails and whatnot. And so if Ripple were to sue him, they just sue him on an allegation, on some thought that they've had. There's no proof to really specify they've done this. And even if you are putting all these different, pieces together about Ethereum and the Ethereum Alliance and all the people that have met and stuff like that, in no way, shape, or form could it not have just been a coincidence. Because if he acted out of the interest of Ethereum, it could have been that their minds were just aligned and there's no actual monetary gain that only comes from the conflicted interest, fraud, anything along those lines. If you guys get my drift. So claiming this, I think, is rather difficult. Regarding Ron Hammond, he's been going a little bit crazy over on Twitter, talking about what different meetings are coming up. May 10th and 12th, SEC Yellen will be testifying in front of Senate Banking Committee and House of Financial Services Committee. This is an annual hearing for the FSOC report to Congress. While crypto isn't the main focus point, there's a decent chance stablecoins will come up. And now with the actions from earlier today, I think for sure. Then, May 12th, House Agriculture Committee will host a hearing on the FTX proposal on derivative trading and trend in the clearinghouse models. Likely expect some criticism from traditional players and older members around FTX's proposal. And so it kind of goes on a little bit. We have here some sanctions, and there's some chance crypto can get in on May 17th. May 18th, Gary Gensler will be testifying in front of the House Appropriations Committee. This is a pretty typical hearing, as most agency heads do these hearings. Expect some high-level critiques of his role from the R's, but don't expect new information or much crypto. And then I guess the rest I'm not really too sure about, nor does it really matter. But those ones are very interesting to me, and we're definitely going to be watching and paying close attention. But again, I've also described to you the macro factors for Bitcoin will not be decided in these meetings. This is usually some more underlying things I personally find. You might say, oh, but the regulation in the U.S. is so important. Yes, but no. All right, if you think about it, the U.S. is a very small part in the whole play. It's one country. And if all the other countries are doing it a lot quicker and better, it's nice if the U.S. does it, but it's not that important. In terms of price as well, the stock market is way more important, so I'd rather read up on that at the current moment. And by the way, guys, if you're looking for a platform to trade, make sure you check out Bybit. It's the platform I use myself. But also, I told you guys before, buying UST at this point, buying Luna is a little bit more difficult, but buying UST at the 80-cent mark or 66 cents mark, where it was yesterday, it's a really good, I think, deal, because it's most likely just going to pop back up to $1 within a couple of days, I think. So it's a very, very easy trade. Not financial advice, but this is my experience in the crypto market, knowing that these things usually come back around. In the same sense that Solana, I always buy whenever there's an outage because the price dumps, and it always recovers. Why? Because Solana's use case is pretty damn juicy in the sense that they build it up very properly, and people will find it back again, and they'll find it and find it and find it. And for Terra, the difficult situation, for Luna, I think is that because of this specific crash, people have lost some faith in the mechanism for UST and whatnot. It might kind of hurt people to now buy Luna again. Remember, Luna's got like a 100x or so in a year and a half, so this might hurt for a little bit. Then again, they'll recoup. It's most likely not going to take too long either. But at a minus 50%, it's a little bit riskier to buy, as there's a extreme amount of fear. Right now, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index is, I believe, at 10, which is rightfully so, right? Stock market and everything is dumping like crazy. But once more, just show you guys the Daily Mail here as well from what we read earlier. Mark Zuckerberg, it's not showing yet. Mark Zuckerberg says Instagram will start testing NFTs this week to help creators display and make money from digital artworks. Just know that the space is progressing every single day. It's not stopping, nor will it stop anytime soon. And from that perspective, well, things might look bad, but it really isn't that bad. And last but not least, just one little article about Algorand. Just for fun, Algorand defies gravity as demand for algo staking rises. All I wanted to say about this one is the algo price was doing really, really well until the big market crash came. Because remember, we had the FIFA partnership, and they've really been progressing seriously heavy. But that's funny to me as well, how you can now notice. We can have all these good things happening to crypto on the lower front, but it's all about the macro play, not about regulation, about the macro play from the other traditional asset markets and how crypto reacts to it. As I described before, we need this paradigm shift eventually where people start not seeing crypto for buy it now, sell in a couple of years because it's too akin to the stock market, too akin to indices. We need to see people for actually this changing the new financial system. If people are only talking about it being a store of value or so, then why it doesn't I don't think work too well for what it's trying to change because it's too reliant on the stock market and because they're investing in it for the same sort of reason. It's hard to get to the status of the actual gold because it's been around for so long, right? So extremely long. So I think once people really start to understand it's a new payment system, not only a store of value, is when the kind of the Ponzi-ish narrative starts to fade away, and hopefully you can get that inverse correlation to the stock market at that point. But again, that is just my thoughts. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today.